Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 58 of Brat Said That, 57 of Brat Said That, 56, I don't know what episode it's on. We've been gone for another week, but we're back. Everything is good in the household. Everything's great. Everything's fantastic, except for this microphone stand. But hey, that's what happens when you don't put money in your productions. I'm just joking, kids. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Brat Jackson. I am so happy to be back on this Saturday edition of Brat Said. On Brat Said That. Wow, this is a really good start. Really good start. I got a new hat, $5 at Lids, Buffalo Bisons. Listen, I've been talking about the Buffalo Sabres and how I'm going to get a Buffalo Sabre shirt. But do you know how hard it is to find Buffalo Sabre stuff in the desert? It's hard. It is hard. I got a little Michael Jackson thing going on in the background. Our theme is, it's gonna be May. So, you know, even though it's May 2nd, little pop theme going on this week. A lot's been going on in the world of wrestling. A lot of people are popping up, making their debuts. A lot of people are popping out. Departures. We're going to talk all about it. But listen, right now, we got to go all the way back, take the time travel all the way back to Monday, and talk about Monday Night Raw. Yes, that's right. We got to go look back all the way past in April, talk about what happened on Raw. Man, I don't even know what happened because it was so long ago. But we are leading up to Backlash. Monday Night Raw results. We'll look that up. Yeah. So Roman Reigns has officially accepted Jacob Fatu's challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. And give me a second, because I need to do something real quick. Make sure I'm live. Alright. Anyway, this is a really bad start. But yeah, Roman Reigns accepted Jacob Fatu's Backlash challenge, which is good. Jacob Fatu hit him with the Tongan death grip, and it was messy. It was messy up. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, they're finally going to have their match at Backlash. I'm looking forward to that. Penta defeated Rusev. There was a little bit of, Ethan Page came out. Javon Evans came out. So I'm telling you, that Intercontinental Championship division is going to be great. And my lovely assistant just handed me a bottle of water. Thank you, Child LGBT. See, I told you, Lil Real. Arrowhead, not my favorite. I don't know why we got Arrowhead. I don't like Arrowhead. Joe Hendry made his debut. That is great. Fire Logan Paul. So I guess, the Vision's going to take on the Street Profits and Logan Paul and Joe Hendry. Fire Logan Paul, or however we want to go. Rey Mysterio, El Grande Americano. Now, I'm really looking forward to El Grande Americano Kaiser versus El Grande Americano Gable, because they're going to do the mass versus mass match at AAA in just a few weeks. Should have been at WrestleMania, but we're not going to talk about WrestleMania. That is on the rear view, and we're done. I have been watching videos and vlogs and just clear our hands with WrestleMania and just move on. Just move on. Alba Family came out, defeated Grayson Waller in about 35 seconds, and now he's going to do the Alba Family Open Challenge. Perfect, great, fantastic. And then Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, a match we've seen 1,000 times, defeated Bayley and Layla Valkyria. Seriously, those four women put in Liv Morgan have wrestled each other thousands of times. But that was Raw. It was a good Raw. Nothing else really. It's going to lead to Backlash, which is crazy because Backlash is next Saturday, and I feel like we just got over WrestleMania. I feel like WrestleMania was just the other day. But yeah, good Raw. This website, CBS Sports, gave it a B+. So B+ is a good grade. Let's see. Just as Reigns faced Jey Uso early, which one? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was Raw. We are gonna talk about SmackDown last night. But first we need to have. Actually, I don't want to do that because I want to get serious about something. But yeah, Raw good. SmackDown last night. Ricky Saints made his official WWE debut. Absolute Ricky Saints. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, Ricky Saints, he got no pop. He got No ovation. Give it time. Give it time. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be good. He faced Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. They are really good friends, so seeing them compete against each other, a good spot for Ricky Saints. He's definitely going to be like an Intercontinental United States champion. That guy has all the potential in the world. Charlotte Flair defeated Jason Jane. Jason Jane just made her debut last week. I love these NXT call-ups. Got the huge win over Charlotte. Let's see. Flair and Bliss made the save. Rhea Ripley makes the save. So, fresh new blood for that women's division. Damian Priest, R-Truth defeated Faxium. Don't know whether it happened. Damian Priest, R-Truth win with the Razor's Edge. Now, that's one thing. We've never really talked about that. I love when, like, current WWE superstars do, like, former superstars' moves and they keep the same name. Because that's an ode to the late, great Scott Hall. Razor Ramon. Post-match, Tonga hits the ring. And Solo Sikoa and whatever. So, Uso, Sami Zayn. And now, the whole gingerbread man is injured. He's out. Sami Zayn killed the gingerbread man. That bastard killed the gingerbread man. The one good thing going, you have taken him out. So yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated Ricky Saints, and then we have Danhausen, which is the best part of SmackDown Hausen, the Raw Hausen. He is looking for a tag team partner to face Kit Wilson. And The Miz, Danhausen, my number is da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da. So if you need a partner, give me a call. Angel Garza defeated Royce Keys. Royce Keys, quick matchup. Good win for him. Tiffany Stratton, Julia, Kiana James, yada yada. And then Gingerbread's down. I didn't watch SmackDown. I didn't. I'll be honest. Brie Bella and Paige defeated Irresistible Forces, yada yada, MFTs, yada yada, Jey Uso, MFT, yada 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 yada. But listen, SmackDown happened yesterday. Good for them. But we need to talk about it. It just happened today. The New Day is gone. Yes, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods are gone from WWE. Legends. One of the greatest tag teams in history cannot survive the TKO merger. Kofi Kingston made his debut. I want to say it was like my first semester at like community college. And I remember watching him make his debut. Yeah, 2008 ECW. I want to talk about Kofi Kingston because Kofi Kingston is like one of, not even like tag team, he's just one of like a pioneer. He's one of the dudes that like WWE champion. Who can forget Kofi Mania? WrestleMania 35 should have been the main event. His multiple tag team championships with like CM Punk, Evan Bourne, obviously the New Day, United States Championship, and just everything. His Kofi Mania spots at his Kofi saves at Royal Rumbles. Just everything he's done. Multi-time WWE tag team. Let's see. WWE, one-time WWE champion. We all remember that. Kofi Mania, WrestleMania 35 should have been the main event. Intercontinental champion 4 times. United States champion 3 times. WWE World Raw 7 times. 1 with Evan Bourne. 1 with R-Truth. 2 with Big E, Xavier Woods. 3 with Xavier Woods. You know how that all works. The free bird rule. The free bird rule. SmackDown champion 7 times with Big E and Xavier Woods. World Tag Team champion with CM Punk. NXT Tag Team champion with Xavier Woods. 13th Grand Slam champion. 30th Triple Crown champion. And this just a great. I'm just so upset because like that tag team division, like tag team is the backbone of wrestling, and you're gonna get rid of not only the New Day. You got rid of Motor City Machine Gun. You got rid of the Wyatt Six. You also got rid of JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, and Tonga Loa from MFT. So these cuts are still happening, which is complete bullshit. I cannot believe almost 20 years with the company. May 2nd, 2026 is a dark day in the WWE. And I want to even say, too, Xavier Woods. I mean, Xavier Woods is a hell of a talent, too. I remember watching him TNA, Consequences Creed. That's hard to say. Coming in, Xavier Woods, the New Day, when they're the Gospel, and just everything he's done. I know he's won the King of the Ring. He's won a few championships himself. King of the Ring, NXT, tag team champions, and just they will bounce back in AEW. There will be a good addition to AEW. I don't care what anybody says. The Young Bucks versus the New Day is gonna be a hell of a matchup. Even the other ones, JD Mateo, Jeff Cobb, he'll land on his feet. He's phenomenal. How do you miss that? How do you... I mean, I know the MFTs are boring as shit. Wyatt Six, and not saying they're boring, but they weren't doing anything with them. And then Tonga just get more cuts, and no nuts. It just breaks my heart to see that. And but I mean, that's life, that's business. But is there ever going to be a long time WWE superstar anymore? I mean, I just had this in my group chat. Longest active WWE wrestlers: Randy Orton 2002, The Miz 2006, Natalya 2008, Sheamus 2009, The Usos 2009, Roman and Seth 2012, Sami Zayn 2013, Kevin Owens 2015 with Charlotte. So, damn, it just breaks my heart to see that. And I had I would have done Kofi versus Javon Evans at WrestleMania, especially if they were going to depart. Even if it's a pre-show, I know they don't have time to put wrestling on WrestleMania because they have to do their ads, but it would have been Kofi, Javon. Xavier's doing good too, but I mean that's just, we need to look at the next direction. The next direction in NXT. NXT, we have these the releases, but NXT's got some debuts. Will Koos, I want to say that name right. Big dude from the UK made his debut. Will Koos, young kid from Progress Wrestling, looking good. 6'4", almost 300 pounds. Backflips. I've watched a lot of his stuff lately to kind of get to know him. Really good guy, I mean, I don't know if he's a good guy, but he's a good wrestler, big man. Pro wrestler Noah for a few years. Made his debut and went directly to the NXT champion, Tony D'Angelo. So that is just a really good debut for him. Then we have the young new one, Lizzy Rain. She is the niece of some what was her name? Raven Lavcoulson, if I'm saying that right. Another English. Clive Burr was her uncle from Iron Maiden. I don't know. I guess this is why I'm wearing an AC/DC shirt. Kind of represent, I don't know. I just threw this on because it matches his hat. But yeah, she made a debut against Nikita Lyons. The Thunderstruck. Great name. I figured, I don't know why they're not naming it after Iron Maiden song. But she looks good. She's got that punk rock look, kind of like that Shotzi Blackheart kind of vibe. And then not a new guy from any amount of not a new guy, but Evil has made his debut in NXT. We've been talking about that for a while. He confronted again NXT champion Tony D'Angelo. We don't know what his name's gonna be. He was married or engaged to Io Sky. So, hey, that's a little bit of a history. I know he went by, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. I know I'm not. Takai Watanabe, in Japan. Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, former IWGP Intercontinental, never open weight. He's a legend in Japan. Don't think he should start off at NXT, but hey, that's what they want to do. That's what they're going to do. And then there was another NXT debut. I know it was Tiffany Stratton's boyfriend. Now that she's no longer with Ludwig Kaiser, she's dating somebody else who I think just made his debut too. It doesn't say on the Wikipedia page. So, a lot of new debuts. Unfortunately with new debuts, there are roster cuts, and we talked about the roster cuts last week. And I hate seeing the New Day going. But, they'll bounce back. Or, Hall of Fame. Kofi Kingston's a Hall of Famer. You don't forget Kofi Mania was one of the greatest storylines ever. I'll say ever. Especially WrestleMania, leading to WrestleMania, that storyline with Elimination Chamber, with that tag team gauntlet, with Kofi not getting that title shot and crawling his way and defeating Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35 should have been the main event. I know I said that 14 times, but I will always say that. But, yeah. That's it. That's that. NXT's got a lot of call-ups. I feel like it's a new NXT, new direction NXT. A lot of the old wrestlers that have paved the way in NXT are now debuting on SmackDown and Raw, which, the circle of life, the circle of performance center. We'll look at Backlash. I'm going to be actually working Backlash, so I won't be able to watch it. But we will be back on in a few days, talk about the matches. We've spoken a lot about it. Rollins Breaker, that's going to be a great match. Io, Oscar, finally they finally get to go one-on-one. Those two are, if you just say Io and Oscar, you got 15 minutes. Go. Just go. They have a 10-star match. Roman versus Jacob, World Heavyweight Championship. Listen, I can admit it. I was wrong. I said Roman wasn't going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He won't be around, and he's been every week. He's going to be at Backlash. He's going to be defending that championship against Jacob Fatu. I don't think they're going to put the title on Jacob just yet. But fresh blood I love seeing it. Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, United States Championship. Give him a proper match. Okay? No gingerbread men, even though I want the gingerbread man to come back and help Trick Williams. But, no, just let him have a proper wrestling match. And then Danhausen and TBA versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. Who knows who? I don't know who's going to be. I really don't. A lot of people saying CM Punk. I think they're going to do Punk versus Cody. Jeez. And we had a big breakfast this morning. That's all I'm saying. Danhausen, if Danhausen I want Danhausen to find somebody comedic. Maybe Royce Keys. That's not a comedy, but like somebody who they're not expecting, But yeah, Backlash is looking good. It's got 5 matches so far. Probably not going to add too many matches. Usually you have that 6 or 7 match card. But yeah, check it out. Tampa, Florida at the Benchmark Entertainment Arena, which I never heard of before. That used to be the Tampa Bay Times Forum. So, oh, wow. I wonder what happened. Okay, anyway. Oh, Bubba, stop barking. We're going to talk about CM Punk. CM Punk, like I said, we need to talk about... I just said that. Joy Fresh. CM Punk was involved in a second fan altercation. That's number 2 during WrestleMania weekend. I don't know too much about this. I know that we talked about the security being shit, having it at open, the just being in a hotel lobby. You can't really secure that. It's a public area. According to TMC Sports, they have audio of a fan who was in the lobby. Says CM Punk is clearly named violently assaulted. Did not translate the rest of the altercation, which the fan says he was pushed and shoved in the chest. Listen, like I said, WrestleMania weekend was shit with all the fans, all the media, all the wrestlers. We did really bad. We did not act like civil human beings. And once again, I don't think we talked about Alana Black sexually harassed by a fan during the WrestleCon the same weekend. Then you have all these videos of CM Punk getting in the face of and smacking a phone away from a fan who was trying to record Bayley and AJ Lee, which I gotta just say one thing. Now, I'm never picking sides. When it comes to a fan's behavior, you're wrong. I just don't what was AJ Lee and Bailey doing in that lobby? They were like hugging each other and like I don't know, like it was just weird to me. Like, were they having an emotional moment in the lobby? Like, I feel like that's not the best place to have an emotional moment. Like, but you shouldn't have your phone out. Just, like, don't have your phones out. Ask permission, but you can't slap phones. You can't push people. There's a lot more to this article that I did not read, but Booker T says a fan was filming him in the bathroom. Shouldn't do that. Drew McIntyre tweeted about fans using their kids to guilt them into autographs. Should not do that. Rhea Ripley and Asuka were among the women who have publicly spoken about harassed and stalked by fans. As you remember, one of those crazy lunatics broke into Sonya Deville's house. So don't go to wrestlers and put their phone in their face. You wouldn't like it, so you shouldn't do that. But I don't know what happened. Don't put your hands on people. We're there as fans. You listen. Seeing somebody of that caliber is shocking. It's like, oh my God, this is like once in a lifetime chance. But you got to be respectful. First off, if you see somebody, like, I don't know what I would do if CM Punk just came in and, like, of course I would want to be like, CM Punk, like, you're the dude that I've been watching since I was, like, 14, Like, I'll tell you a story. When Dean Ambrose came into my store, I didn't bother him for 5 or 6 times, Like, I heard the story, like, oh, Dean Ambrose is in the store. No, he's not. And then I saw Dean Ambrose. I'm like, wow, that's Dean Ambrose. And then, I waited until just me and him at the U-Scan. I was like, can I take a quick picture? That was it. He asked permission. But, wasn't good. Obviously, nothing will come through with this, but, altercations, I've been reading so much crap about WrestleMania weekend that I don't ever want to be in Vegas ever again. Just stay away. I don't know if it's safer to have just all the talent in one hotel. I'm sure you can afford a TKO. You got billions of dollars. Or something more security-wise. But yes, I don't know if you've never been in Vegas. It is a mob scene. There are people there that are not there for WrestleMania. You don't get special treatment because you're there for WrestleMania. There are people trying to make a vacation out of it. Or business meetings. Or stuff like that. So you're going to have to juggle that. And Vegas is a free-for-all. So, I'm surprised there's no more incidents reported. But I do got to talk about this, and I don't want to, but it's it just sucks that we have to talk about this because there was a wrestling fan from the UK that disappeared after night 1. His name, I hope I have pronounced his name right, is Marc Izard. He was 43 from the United Kingdom. He came to WrestleMania. He was there last seen SmackDown, okay? Wasn't seen again. And they just said recently that he was found deceased, and it's just heartbreaking. There's a GoFundMe. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this and want to go GoFundMe. I'll link it in the description when I post this, but nobody deserves to come to America for something as awesome as WrestleMania and lose their life. I don't know what happened, if it was a medical incident, if he was just... he was in a bad part of town, but I've been in that part of town. I've done shows in that part of town. It's a bad part of town, but you don't go just, missing. So, I don't know. It sucks. And I'm going to just switch real quick, but if you're a website, I don't want to pay $1 to read your article. Let's see. Marc Izard, 43, died of a national causes related to a medical condition. Okay, so maybe the flight from the UK did something. So that kind of eases my mind a little bit. But it just sucks. He's seen here with all wrestlers. The Undertaker, John Cena, Stephanie McMahon, Hulk Hogan. So this, definitely, it's a situation where it breaks your heart. You want to come over to the America for WrestleMania, experience Vegas, and then, unfortunately passes away. So, this show is dedicated to him. Marc Izard, I-Z-A-R-D. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. I tried to watch a video, but yeah. So, condolences to him. That really sucks. But, that's really the wrestling portion of the show. We're going to move on. UFC Fight Night just happened this morning. Yes, in Western Australia. I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, I was in and out of consciousness watching the fights. Listen, I don't mind waking up at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock and watching wrestling or UFC. We're going to have to do it next year when WrestleMania is in Saudi. I don't mind it. But Carlos Prates with a huge win over former UFC welterweight champion Della Maddalena. And just a TKO victory. Looked phenomenal. Leg kicks. Took Jack on his butt. Jack was not feeling it. And Carlos Prates is probably going to be the next number one contender. He's 3-0 and defeated Maddalena, Leon Edwards, and Jeff Neal last 3 fights. So what a win for him. And Jack Della Maddalena, listen, winning a world championship is historic, but might be one of the worst champions of all time. Won against Bilal in a very sloppy, not rememberable match. Lost to Islam in one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. I think it was like 50-32. And then loses to Carlos Prates the next fight. I think Jack is from Australia. Yeah, he lost in Perth. So that's him losing in his background or backyard. He'll bounce back, though. He'll bounce back. But Carlos Prates looks great. Speaking about looking great, Quillen Salkid defeated Mino Dariush. Quillen has been doing great. He is undefeated in the UFC, 12-1, looking to make a real big name at lightweight. But Neil, on the other hand, though, back-to-back losses, bad losses. He's lost 4 of his last 5, so that time as being a ranked contender might be a little bit over for Benil. Steve Ursay, former UFC flyweight contender, finally got back on track with a huge win over Tim Elliott. This now gave him 2 wins in a row. He faced Pantoja, didn't look really good. Lost to Kai Kara France and lost to Moreno. But that's 3 really hard fights. And so is Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott is an absolute legend. He's 21-14-1. That's more than, 35 fights? And so seeing that was great. Tai Tuivasa, though, the big heavyweight, the shoey, has not been a shoey done since 2022. Ever since he defeated Derek Lewis, he has lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. So this might be the last win or last fight for Tai Tuivasa. Always a fun fighter, but you can't lose to 7 in a row and still stick around. But other wins, Junior Taffa with a huge win. Vince Morales, I like the guy. He was in Syndicate or still is. Tough loss to Kobe. This is his real last name, Thickness. Kobe Thickness. What a great name. So that was a good fight card. This week, oh God, we're going to have to talk about it. This weekend, next weekend is the Sean Strickland and Kazmat Chimaev card. We're going to talk more about that. The Strickland media is already out there. He's threatening to shoot people. Chimaev, it's get security. Then you have Joshua Vaughn versus Tatsuro Taira for the UFC Flyweight Championship. It's going to be a good card. I'm not going to be able to watch it because I'll be at work, but, sneak a peek and watch it. But we will talk all about that card because that card, we need to sit down and really, hold on to that tornado that is Sean Strickland. But, yeah, it was a good little fight card. I like when it's not in the Apex. I like when it's in other countries. I woke up, I fell asleep in this chair watching it on the TV, but hey, I like it. So huge win for Carlos Prates. We're going to bounce back. I don't think there's any UFC news. Let's check. I haven't checked anything in a while. Let's see. UFC news. Let me ask my co-producer, Chad LGBT. UFC news. He's having a good time. He's happy. He's happy because the Spurs are doing good. We're going to talk about the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. Let's see. It looks like Charles Oliveira signed an 8-fight deal. Damn. Yeah, Carlos. Why is his name? It's not named Carlos. It's Charles Oliveira, do Bronx. Get it right, fatty. So that's it. We're talking, Chimaev and Strickland we're going to talk about. And just Carlos Prates destroying. I don't like to use the term destroying, but it was a pretty one-sided beatdown. Title shot next, but listen. In that division, you got Makhachev. Makhachev is one of the best fighters right now. So that'll be a good fight. I don't know if Ian Gary's next or Prates, he's going to jump the gun, but wow. Imagine your prize is the UFC Welterweight Championship and you got to defeat Islam Makhachev for it. But one person, though, is not going to win anything is Philadelphia Phillies manager, Rob Thomson. He was fired after a disappointing 9-19 start. Hey, legend Don Mattingly was named their interim manager, so that is a huge, I don't know, Don Mattingly, I know he was on the Yankees, and he was, a figurehead for the Yankees in the 80s and the 90s, but, Phillies, you got their new interim manager, so hopefully Don Mattingly turns your franchise around, because right now they're doing good. We're going to look at the standings, baseball and baseball. Yankees 22-11. I'm telling you. White Sox, though, 7-3 in the last 10, 15-17. I would take a 15 win right now. We haven't had 15 wins almost all year last year and 2024. It's doing great. We're only down a game and a half of first place. That West, though, what is going on with the West? The Athletics, who will coming over here soon. First place, Rangers 16-16, Mariners 16-17. Astros are just looking like trash, which no pun intended, and the Angels are just always bad, which is just, it's so funny to me that the Angels are so bad. AL East, Yankees doing great. The Rays are just right behind them. Blue Jays, Orioles, and Red Sox all trying to get out of that 6-game behind. You don't want to lose track. Baseball's. It's going now. It's going. Braves look really good. They pretty much wrapped up that division. I know it's way too early, but 7.5 game lead over the Marlins, 23-10. Cubs, this is a tight division. Cubs, Reds, Cardinals, Brewers, and Pirates. Pirates, last place, only 4 games behind first place. And then Dodgers are pretty much, that division still, Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. Giants got to do something, but overall, baseball's baseball. Bubba's barking because he likes to talk about baseball. By the way, that bad boy, he made a mess the other day, but it's okay. We still love him. But yeah, that's baseball news. Nothing really exciting except for the Phillies firing their manager. Let's see, any news? ABS system is still going on, and I don't see that lasting another season. Do you hear him? Do you hear him barking? But we do got to talk about it. NBA, what an NBA first round it has been. Wow. Today we got Game 7 between the 76ers and the Celtics. That's going to be, I'm going to watch that. I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see. 2000 playoffs. Let's go to the bracket. Let's see. Thunder defeated the Suns 4-0. They moved on. The Lakers, LeBron James defeated the Houston Rockets 4-2. Moving on to the Thunder next round. Then you have the Timberwolves taking on the Nuggets. What a poor showing from the Nuggets. And Jokic and Murray, they did not get it going. Spurs 4-1 dominant win over the Trailblazers. Spurs and Timberwolves in that second round. What a second round. Thunder and Lakers, Spurs and Timberwolves. Sign me up. Because I think the champions are coming out of the West. Then in the East, we still got a lot of games. Pistons and Magic. The Pistons are 3-3 against the 8th seed. They almost got eliminated yesterday, but the Pistons are like, hey, we're not doing this. We're making it Game 7. Cavaliers and Raptors, they tied up 3-3. Winner moves on to either the Pistons or the Magic. Then the Knicks defeat the Hawks. The Knicks put up 170,000 points, 140-89 to eliminate the Hawks and move on. What a win for the Knicks. And like I said, tonight, the Celtics and 76ers, 3-3. That's going to be a great, great matchup. So, Pistons and Magic, whoever moves on will face Cavaliers and Raptors. Knicks are waiting the winner of the 76ers and the Celtics. But wow, I can see the Knicks going the whole way. Now, I know I said Pistons and Spurs. I don't even know why I didn't say the Knicks. I should have rooted for the Knicks. But as a New Yorker in me, I want to see the Knicks do good. I love to see the Knicks do good, win the NBA Finals this year. Have the Yankees win the World Series this year. But something needs to be done. But Spurs and Timberwolves, that's going to be a really good close. That's going to be a closer series than I think. Lakers and Thunder. All I hear is LeBron's up 3-0. Oh my God, he's going to be the first player to ever blow a 3-0 lead. Oh, look at this. LeBron, da-da-da. Dude, he's a GOAT. Stop. I say it every show. He's there by himself. No Luka yet. Luka's still not playing. But the Thunder is going to be a tough task for LeBron, but that's why he is the GOAT. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I don't have any teams out there where I'm like, I don't want to see them in the finals. I think doing this show, I've kind of opened up to teams that I don't care for. I never cared for the Spurs as a Mavericks fan. But now I want to see the Spurs. And child LGBT, Victor Wembanyama, the French connection they two have, would be good for the show. And of course the Knicks, the Magic, Orlando, Disney, Thunder. Like we said on the show, I don't like to see back-to-back champions. But you can't really deny the Thunder. They swept the Suns. They're going to... If that Western Conference ends with the Spurs and the Thunder, the winner's coming out between, but what a Pistons, Knicks, Spurs, and Thunder. The NBA is in a good place right now. You have a lot of options where even say, you can have fantasy. Imagine the Lakers get to the finals and the Cavaliers move on to the finals. Lakers versus LeBron versus Cavaliers. The Raptors. So you got the Raptors versus Timberwolves. Two teams, I know the Raptors won 2019, Timberwolves. That'd be a good battle. Like Beast Wars, Timberwolves versus Raptor. Pistons are looking good. They haven't done much since 2007. Celtics. Okay, well, I don't want to see Celtics in the finals. But 76ers. It's like wherever you go, it's going to be a good finals. But the Knicks, they looked phenomenal last game. But yeah, baseball, gotta talk about it. Breaking news. We have the NBA Rookie of the Year, and it is no other than Dallas Mavericks forward Cooper Flagg. Good win for Cooper. Luka won it for the Mavericks in 2018. And I want to say somebody else won it for the Mavericks. Let's see, who else? Who was the other Rookie of the Year for the Mavericks? I don't think it was Dirk. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to cheat. Oh, it's Jason Kidd. Should have known that. But wow, Cooper Flagg, forward from Duke, first round pick. What a good season. Not a good season for Dallas, but a good season for Cooper Flagg. 70 games, 33 minutes per games, .468 field goal percentage, 21 points per game. That's why he is the Rookie of the Year. Close battle though. It really was a close battle because what is his nuts? I want to get his name right because it was a really close. No, not that one. I want to hold on. What was his name? Help me out here. I'm blanking. He was Con Canoopel. Yeah, he was almost neck and neck with Cooper Flagg and VJ Edgecombe. That's who I was thinking of. Also from the 76ers. I want to say Victor Wembanyama won Defensive Player of the Year. Keldon Johnson, Sixth Man of the Year. I think these are right. These are on the Wikipedia. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Clutch Player of the Year. Right now, it comes in the MVP, Shea, Nicolo, and Victor. I don't know. I think you would give it to Wembanyama. Executive of the Year, Brad Stevens from the Celtics. NBA Sportsman Award, Derek White from the Boston Celtics. The Timon Stokes Teammate of the Year, DeAndre Jordan from the Pelicans. And the NBA Hustle Award goes to Musa Diabate from the Charlotte Hornets. But, yeah, award season's coming down there. First NBA team, second NBA team, first defensive team of the year, coach of the year. So, I feel like it was just yesterday we were just talking about the NBA starting up. But we need to talk about it. And also, NHL, so hockey has been hockey. And wow, what a series it's been. We're going to talk about that too. First round, what a huge first round for some teams. Unfortunately, the Pittsburgh Penguins have been eliminated from playoff contention by those damn Philadelphia Flyers in overtime. I watched that game. I was on the edge of my seat. And unfortunately, no fourth cup for a kid or the core three. But Colorado with a sweep over the Los Angeles Kings. Minnesota defeated Dallas 4-2. Vegas Golden Knights 4-2 over the Utah Mammoth. What a showing for Utah, though. Looked really good. Except the last game. But Anaheim Ducks defeated the Edmonton Oilers. So, Colorado, Minnesota, VKG, Anaheim. Next round. I'll be happy with whoever comes out of the West. Round number one. Over on the East, the Buffalo Sabres with their first series win. We talked about them finally getting to the playoffs. First series win since 2007. They beat the Boston Bruins. Now they're just waiting Tampa Bay or Montreal. They're tied up 3-3. Carolina with a sweep over Ottawa. And like I said, the Flyers defeated the Penguins 4-2. So, Colorado, Minnesota, VKG, Anaheim, Buffalo's waiting Montreal, Tampa Bay, and Carolina, Philadelphia. Hey, I don't really care. I want to enjoy the cup. Obviously, I would love a Buffalo Sabres win. Now, listen, I know I've been talking about getting a Buffalo Sabres shirt. But two things. It's hard finding Buffalo Sabres stuff in Vegas. Okay? And three, like Amazon doesn't really have anything. And I don't know, I never ordered anything on like NHLshop.com. So, but that's the Stanley Cup playoffs, which is funny because today you got game 1 of round 2, and then tomorrow you have game 7 of round 1, which, I think that's kind of funny. It's out of order, but, that's a series, and it's going to be a good Stanley Cup too. I would love to see Colorado win again. Panthers are out, so a new champion. I don't want to really see Tampa Bay win because they won it a few times. Carolina would be great to see. Philadelphia, though, the Flyers, where they've been the last 20 years. VKG, of course. Anaheim, Minnesota. It's a good time. If you don't have a stake in the claim, it's a good time to just watch the games. Have fun. Watch the games. So, yeah, that's the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're going to move on, though, because, of course, we've talked about it for the last 6 months. He's officially a Las Vegas Raider. Fernando Mendoza. I cannot wait for him to get here, to get going. But he is the number 1 draft pick. But what does that mean, Jiggles? What does that mean? Is a number 1 draft pick always going to be leading your team to the promised land? Well, guess what? We're going to look at it. We're going to look at number 1 NFL draft picks. And we're not going to go through the 67-year history of it, but we're gonna take a quick recap, okay? So we got Fernando. He's over with Las Vegas Raiders. Last year, Cam Ward, Tennessee Titans, hasn't done anything really worth of note. Caleb Williams trying to find his name. Chicago did great in the playoffs. almost beat the Packers, or did they beat the Packers? Or whatever happened, I remember the Bears were this close to winning. Bryce Young, I can't say anything bad about Bryce Young, or else my nephew would scream at me. He's on the Panthers. Hey, you brought him to the playoffs, so he must be doing something right. Trayvon Walker, though, 2022, hasn't really made a name for himself. Okay? You had Aiden Hutchinson picked second. Sauce Gardner on the Jets, who's not on the Jets anymore. That was probably the last not good first pick. Trevor Lawrence, though, been great sunshine for the Jaguars. Joe Burrow got him to a NFL Super Bowl. Kyler Murray didn't do great from Arizona. He's now on the Vikings. So that first pick didn't, Baker Mayfield, they had a great first pick. Baker's doing great in Tampa Bay. They still got Myles Garrett in the Browns, so they got something right. Jared Goff, he's kind of, that was five-time Pro Bowl champion, making a resurgence of himself. Jameis Winston's not he's playing for the Giants, I'm sorry. Jadeveon Clowney, he's not doing so good, but we'll do more. Andrew Luck retired early. Cam Newton, NFL MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sam Bradford did a good. Matthew Stafford for the Lions, 2009, future Hall of Famer. Jake Long, 2008, Pro Bowl. Then 2007, Jamarcus Russells for the Las Vegas Oakland Raiders. Worst number 1 draft pick of all time. Oh, my God. And then, you got Eli in 2004, which 2-time Super Bowl champion. Michael Vick in 2001. Peyton Manning, 1999, Orlando Pace, Hall of Famer. Troy Aikman, 89. Bruce Smith, 85. John Elway, 83. By the way, I know I say this all the time. If you want to watch a great documentary, go watch From Elway to Marino. It is about the first round of the 1983 draft. So good. Earl Campbell in 78. Leroy Selman in 76. Terry Bradshaw in 70. O.J. Simpson. What a killer pick. In 69. And then, names we've never really heard of. But, you have some of the, let's see. Who are the top 10 worst first picks in the NFL draft? Now, Jamarcus Russell, horrible. Horrible. We know that. So I'm going to read what ChatGPT says. Let's see. I don't agree with some of the things that he just said. But number 1, Tony Mandarich, 89 from the Packers. Drafted over legends like Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, and Derek Thomas. Steroid scandal and underperformance. The GOAT of draft mistakes. Okay. Now, this is not number 1. Ryan Leaf in 98. We all remember 98 draft. It was either Peyton or Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf went second, so I don't know why he chose that. Like we said, Jamarcus Russell, the biggest bust ever. Sam Bradford, 2010 Rams. I don't agree. Baker Mayfield's had his moments, but never became that guy. I think he's becoming that guy. Jadeveon Clowney, 2014. Tim Couch in 99 was pretty bad, too. Yeah, and David Carr. I like David Carr. But overall, Fernando is in good company, but is also bad company. Bad company. Yeah, I just want to look at that. Because I was talking about Fernando. We need an NFL segment. So just look at, the number 1 draft picks and stuff. Next year, who knows who will get the first pick in the draft? Hopefully not us. Maybe the Jets. Let's see. Okay, first overall picks by NFL team. Indianapolis Colts have 7 picks. 3 is Baltimore, 4 is Indianapolis. Rams got 7 picks. 1 is the Cleveland Rams, 2 is the St. Louis Rams, and 4 is the Los Angeles Rams. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 5. What team has never picked from number 1? I don't know, because it doesn't say. Oh, the Baltimore Ravens, Denver Broncos, and Seattle Seahawks are the only teams who have never had the number 1 draft pick. So that is the fact of life. You take the good, you take the bad, you take the happy, you take the sad. USC, first overall pick, 6 times. Notre Dame 5, Oklahoma 5, Georgia 5, Auburn 4, Stanford 4. So that's a good, And of course, quarterbacks have went 41 times. Running backs 23 times. Defensive lineman 15. Offensive lineman 7. Wide receiver 6. Linebackers 4. And defensive back number 1. So that is a look back. A little history lesson that we're going to have. But today, though, I don't know if I missed it just yet. I hope not. I hope everything is still underway. The Kentucky Derby is today. Yeah, Kentucky Derby. 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby. I think that is definitely horse racing is a sport, right? Even if it's not, I'm going to talk about it. Because we need to pick a winner, we need to pick a horse. The 4-1 lead is Renegade. Albus 30-1. Intrepido 50-1. Litmus Test 30-1. Commandment 6-1. So Happy 15-1. So let's pick a horse. A Brat said that horse. Okay. Let's pick a good horse. Let's go. Let's see. There we go. I see our horse right now. Chief Wallabee. That is a horse we're going to put money on. Not really, but fictionally. Chief Wallabee is going to be the horse we're going for in the Kentucky Derby. What time is the Kentucky Derby? I don't know. That's a good question. Kentucky Derby time. Actual race will begin at 3:30. Which, do we miss it? Or 6:57? That's actually in 3 minutes. So should we watch the Kentucky... the horse race will take forever. But that is who we're going to go with the horse. He is from, let's see, Chief Wallabee, post 12, 8-1 favorite. So, Brat said that is picking Chief Wallabee to win the Kentucky Derby. There you go. So, I don't really know what else to talk about. Sports, MMA, MLB, NBA, NHL. We're having a really fun show. It is Derby Day. We just talked about that. Wow. Pirates are killing. Oh, let's look at my fantasy team. Let's look at my fantasy team before we go to miscellaneous. Made a little mistakey. I didn't set my lineup before they got locked in. I should have made some changes because I think I'm losing, but I think I'm winning. So the Brat said that fantasy team is trying to come back from behind. We're actually winning. We're winning 188 to 184. First, wow. Jacob Morosky is doing great. Max Fried doing great. I still got Chris Sells pitching today, so he's gonna give me some points. My opponent's got 2 pitchers. I got 2 pitchers left. So what happened to Jacob Morosky? I expect to be out to May 6th. That's okay. I forgot to set my lineup. Okamoto, 29.5 points, has been doing great. I forgot to set my lineup. So, once again, John Carlos Stanton is injured. He's out. He didn't get me no points. So, and then Corey Seager and Jose Altuve got me 4.5. Wilson Contreras got me 33. So, that's fantasy. I love fantasy. I only do fantasy football and baseball. We are, though, going to talk about a big movie that's out. We love movies. That Michael movie starring Jafar Jackson. I don't know what period in the life of Michael Jackson. That is why there is a Michael Jackson documentary on behind me. Don't copyright me. But, overall, I haven't seen it. I'm not a really big movie watcher to the movies. But I want to see it because I love Michael Jackson. His music, no relation though. I wish. Would have a lot better podcast equipment if I was. But I feel like this is more of a early's Michael rise until he's about 88. Looks like from his beginnings in 66 to 88, so about 22 years. So up until really, he went a little bit of hee-hee. a little crazy. But Jafar Jackson is his nephew. He plays Michael Jackson. Miles Teller plays Michael's attorney. I know Janet Jackson is not in the movie or anybody who portrays her, but you got people portraying Quincy Jones, Barry Gordy, Gladys Knight, John Landis, the director of the music video Thriller. He's in it. And you got Jermaine, Marlon, Tito, and Jackie. I'll check it out. Suzanne DeHaas, creative assistant to Barry Gordy at Motown. But Jafar Jackson is a nephew. His dad is Jermaine. So that's somewhere down the family tree of Jacksons. So overall, I heard it was like bad, but then I heard it was really good. Let's see, it's made $300 million in the box office so far. The soundtrack, talk about Michael Jackson himself, the king of pop, the greatest performer of all time. You know who Michael Jackson is. He's been dead for almost 20 years. And it's one of those things like, where were you when JFK happened? Oh, well, I wasn't born. Where were you at 9/11? Where were you when Michael Jackson was murdered? Or not murdered. Well, technically, he died. Where was I? I was on the way somewhere on Long Island. I remember it. I was in the car. But, yeah, he died at June 25th, 2009. I remember the day before I came back from Vegas, and the cardiac arrest caused by acute propofol intoxication. So we all remember that damn doctor, what's his nuts? His death was very sad. Conrad Murray, his personal physician, had given Jackson various medications to help him sleep. And, just his music from the Jackson 5 all the way up to Thriller, Bad. Where do you even start? Just all amazing things. He was so talented. I love, but I hate it. I keep saying the Jackson 5. They did their I Want You Back the day before 9/11 happened. Look at these girls going crazy. Just these people going crazy about Michael Jackson, and it's just sad. Just sad. This is amazing. It's off the wall. Thriller. Let's see. Don't stop till you get enough. Till you don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. And then Thriller is one of the greatest albums of all time. Billie Jean's Not My Love. Beat It. Pretty Young Thing. Thriller. Even Jackson 5. ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3. But yeah, I do want to check out the movie. I'll probably check it out when it's on Prime. Check out something. Because I love documentaries like that. When they do it right, when they make the guy look or the woman look like them. Especially it was a good documentary I really liked. Not a documentary, but a biopic. Straight Outta Compton. That was good. And I don't like biopics that stray away from the truth. I never understood that. Don't just tell, recreate what happened in life. You don't have to make all these lies up and stuff, but yeah, so check out Michael. Great film. Before we leave, I do want to talk about this because I was excited about it, but I'll tell you, I couldn't get through it. Me and Babe, we tried to watch the new American Gladiators with The Miz. It was the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen in my life. It was like if Monster Energy Drink was a director. Holy crap, Viola. It was just so bad. And I wanted to watch it because it has Camille in it from Eric Budenhagen, which is Rick Boogs. You had Jesse Goddard, who was in TNA. You have Wardlow, who is Wardlow in, I guess, AEW or whatever his name is, or if he's still there. But it was just so bad. So over the top. Not my absolute at all ideal of a show. Too over the top. I cannot make it to the first episode. So, I'm going to check Twitter, see if there's anything that happened that we should talk about. Mostly, Kentucky Derby. Let's see. Kentucky Derby. We're not going to talk about the history of Kentucky Derby because I don't think we know anything about horses. But 17 of 19 horses have Secretariat's DNA. So that's good. I know Seabiscuit was a horse. That was a movie. But overall, man, yeah, so the Kentucky Derby, go put on your fancy hat. And let's do a quick rundown of the show. All right, ready? Let's turn this down a little bit. All right, so Raw SmackDown happened leading up to Backlash. Backlash is this Saturday. It's going to be great. I'm going to look forward to it. New Day. I ain't seen the New Day gone. But Kofi and Xavier will bounce on their feet. AEW Dream Matches. Jeff Cobb, wherever we put him, will be great. And Tonga will probably go back to Japan. CM Punk got into another altercation at WrestleMania. Keep your hands off yourself. And don't put your phone in people's faces. Backlash, we talked about Will Koos, Lizzy Rain, Evil. All made their debuts. Looking like a new era for NXT. New direction. Rest in peace to Marc Izard. I will do his GoFundMe. I know, not going to reach anybody, but rest in peace to him, man. Jack Della Maddalena, tough night in his hometown of Perth. Carlos Prates, dominant win. MLB, not much is going on. MLB is MLB. But hey, Rob Thomson, good luck finding another position. Playoffs are here. Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year. Go 76ers. We'll talk about the next round next. And then NHL, we got Tampa Bay, Montreal coming up next. We looked at the former number 1 picks. In the Kentucky Derby, though, we are going to go for our boy, Chief Wallabee. Let's go, Chief Wallabee. And, go check out Michael. Don't copyright me for having a documentary on me. So, that is it. I'm going to go finish my breakfast because it was actually pretty good. But we will be back on Monday because I'm off the next 3 days. We'll be back on after Raw. Give us some time to digest. So, love yourself. Love each other. Love $5 hats at Lids. And love yourself. And also, before I go, I want to wish a very happy birthday tomorrow to my mother. She has turned to the right age of... And we're going to have a great lunch. I miss you, Mom. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I got your gifts, and I can't wait. Maybe one day you'll be on the show. Talk about figure skating or something. Because that's your show. But, guys, I'm getting off. Love yourself. Love each other. Love sports. Good night.